Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and finally it's Premier League time. Matchday 26, 8 games ahead of us this weekend. 2 games are postponed because of the League Cup final between Southampton and Manchester United. A lot's been happening around the league lately, but I will comment on each and every single team as I preview their game. So without further ado, let's get started with the predictions. The first game is a big game for both teams. League leaders Chelsea against Swansea that is battling relegation but isn't playing like the team that is gonna get relegated. What's there more to say about Chelsea that hasn't been already said? They are the league leaders, the title is there to lose, and they're sitting quite comfortably in the first place. In the last 19 league games they've only lost one. Can you please remind me against which team they lost? Chelsea are the best team at home this season, and Swansea only won 3 games away from Liberty. But beware, because the last 3 away games for Swansea were the win against Crystal Palace, the win against Liverpool, and a loss against Manchester City that should have been a draw. These are the expected starting 11. For Chelsea, Courtois is probable because of an illness. Montero, Dyer and Key are out for Swansea. My predictions for this game are Chelsea to win, more than 2.5 goals scored in this game, and the correct scoreline of 3-1 to Chelsea. Next game is Crystal Palace against Middlesbrough. This is another big game in the relegation battle, and both teams are there for a reason. In the last 20 Premier League games, both teams only won 3 matches. Seems like both teams have the same problem, scoring goals. The thing that is keeping Middlesbrough above the relegation zone right now is their defense, which has been pretty decent considering that in the last 20 games they've conceded an average of 1 goal per game, which is top 5 in the league, actually 4th, better than Arsenal. As for Crystal Palace, I think that at the end of the season they will be one of the 3 teams going down because nothing seems to be working out for them. Their defense is one of the leakiest in the league. Their attack is a catastrophe. They are only averaging 3.5 shots on goal per game. I'm not very optimistic about them. So these are the expected lineups. Scott Dan will probably miss his 2nd straight game, which will be another huge blow to a subpar Crystal Palace defense. So, in this game I'm going for a draw, less than 2.5 goals scored, and the correct scoreline of 1-1. So, next game is Everton against Sunderland. In the last 5 league games, no team has picked up more points than Everton with 11. Their form is really gathering pace, and I think that until the end of the season they will be pushing for the 6th spot and European qualifications. On the other hand, Sunderland are the 2nd team that, in my opinion, are going down this year. Reason number 1, David Moyes. Reason number 2, reason number 1. It really pains me to see Sunderland struggling so much because one of my favorite players, Jermaine Defoe, does not deserve a club like this. So what can we expect from this game? These are the probable lineups, and I'm going with a home win, more than 2.5 goals scored, and a correct score of 3-0 to Everton. The next game is Burnley away from home at Hull. Why did I say it like that? I think we all know. Burnley are a disaster away from home. They haven't won a single game away this season. They've only got 1 point from the away games. On the other side of the pitch will be Hull, who, just like Swansea, are playing a different style of football under the new manager. They do have some injury problems, but I don't think that will play a significant role because the last time out they played against Arsenal and I thought they played brilliantly, especially the second half, and they were quite unlucky to lose the game. I think Hull will have enough quality to win this game. But an interesting and an important fact is Burnley have scored in each of their last 9 games. I still think Hull City will prevail with more than 2.5 goals scored and the correct scoreline of 2-1. One of the two remaining matches on Saturday is West Bromwich against Bournemouth. West Bromwich are a fairly decent team at home this season with 7 wins out of 12 games, and Bournemouth are struggling at the moment without a win for the last 6 games. On the other hand, West Bromwich haven't lost in the last 4 games, and as it is expected from Tony Pulis' team, they don't concede a lot of goals. They are in the top half as far as conceded goals are concerned. I think the trend is gonna continue here and West Bromwich are gonna win with less than 2.5 goals scored with the correct scoreline of 1-0. The last Saturday game is between two small clubs as Watford is taking on West Ham. I think we can expect a lot of goals in this game because two of the worst defenses in the league are facing off. Before I say anything more about West Ham, let's get straight to the starting lineups and predictions for this game. I think this game is gonna end in a draw with more than 2.5 goals scored with a correct scoreline of 2-2. I'm gonna skip the Tottenham's game because I'm making a preview for that game separately. Monday Night Football, Leicester against Liverpool. This is another game I'd rather not preview because I hope both teams lose. So a match between a third team that is gonna get relegated in my opinion and History Channel TV. I will make another video about if Leicester were right to sack Ranieri, so I'm not going to talk about it now. As much as I dislike Liverpool, I still think they're gonna win this game with more than 2.5 goals scored with the correct scoreline of 3-1. I just hope that all those bandwagon Leicester City fans that came along last season will have fun supporting Paris Saint-Germain and Manchester City in the remaining of the season. These are my predictions for the Matchday 26 of the Premier League. Know what to do if you haven't already. Subscribe, like the video, and in the comment section down below tell me which game did I get wrong, and I will see you guys soon.